to take a moment to make a quick video here on the on opening range breakout. Just because somebody told me yesterday about the 10 minute is what they use, a 10-minute opening range, and then there's always a 15, there's the 30, different ones, right? I just found it fascinating, and again, I want to make this a quick video, but just to cover the idea of a range breakout. I'm gonna turn this. This is our indicator. Yeah, the line in the sand. It's good stuff. Really helps you get in and out of trades, but I'll cover that in another video. All right. So opening range breakout. All right. So it's the concept is super simple, right? It's just so let's see the regular, the 15-minute one. Yo, where's my session? What just happened here? All right. So the 15-minute one. It's pretty simple. Is you have a first this 15-minute candle. All right, 9:15 and 39:45. There it is. So you have 9:30, 9:45. Right, that's that candle right there. And I prefer to give me a second here. I'm gonna turn this up so if it gets louder. My apologies. Let me see something there. Tweak it a little bit. All right. So what I like to do is get the fib of that range, right? You can just trade it with a box. You can trade it with that range, whatever you want. In this case, I'll do both. Right, and if you do this and you go to a smaller time frame, let me not go crazy here. Ooh, I'm gonna shrink this guy right here so you can focus over here. So this is gonna go to the 5-minute. This is how I like to play it at least. You're waiting for a break, basically outside and over. So if 9:45 starts, ooh, hello, starts there. This is your range. You're looking for a breakout, retest, and then go. I suppose some people might play it differently. This is the reason I want to talk about it, right? Because everybody plays it a different way. But it is fascinating when it works. It works really, really well. But what I wanted to cover, so right here in the 5-minute, you can see that you're breaking out. You need to retest and go. I like to wait for like an FEG out of here personally, or some kind of gap on the 5-minute. And that way I have enough oomph to bounce off of that and continue. But in this case, it didn't really work out today. Took people out. And then what I was going to say is you can also do it on the 5-minute, right? So you have 9, 25, 30 to 35, and you kind of get a false start. And depending on how you traded it, you would have, let me see here. So this is, I suppose it would have done good. Look, so right here, right? And we'll get into different nuances later. I'm just trying to like cover like the idea. If you do the 5-minute, right? And let's change this to the 1-minute. This is where it gets a little nuanced, right? You have to use, I use multi-time frame to kind of see the breakout of the area better. And actually, this demonstrates what I was talking about. So right here, right here, you have, this is the first 5 minutes. I mean, the box will go to there, right? But you stretch it out, right? What's cool about this is exactly what I said. Let me turn on, I got a bunch of stuff here I use to show different things. Take that guy out. And then you know what? I can also set this guy. To do FEG, so it's not doing it. Alright, dude. All good. Anywho, this example is simple. First 5 minutes, 30. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And then 5. Now you got a range. You break out of that range on the next candle, right? So this is a 5-minute range. You break out, you got a nice freaking gap right here, right? Which you can do a couple things with this. Let me see here, let's put it, dude, I don't know, that one. Just wanted to stand out, right? So you get it, this forms, this is a confirmation, you wait for the retest right into it. You have a very, very nice entry you can catch this right here. Your stop, 150 tick stop under whatever. But you do burst here ultimately to 268, 254. Well, what I like to do on these kind of moves, especially with my sizing, is trail. So in this situation, again, you got a burst here. I would trail 100%, like 100, 156. I'm good. So once it's hitting the two, like I'm seeing it burst up into there, I'm following this puppy up. That's just how I do it. Could you wait for that whole move? Yeah, 100%. But what's the point, right? If I'm in and out, in this case, on like what two candles here, I'm good. But anyway, that's interesting, right? So you can do it on a 5 minute. And I want to cover the individual time frames in different videos, but I just thought it was cool. You can do it on any time frame. I was thinking because again, the person I was talking to does it on the 10 minute. I don't even have that time frame here on my favorites. But the 10 minute, again, same concept, right? As the 15, pretty much. Is you don't have that guy. You have a 10-minute range here, right? So it's 20, 30 to 40, right? So in between here, 40 starts right here. I already have it marked or something? Not 45 marked. All right, 40. What the heck? Oh, 30? Yeah, okay, to 40. Perfect. All right, so the range. You cover this range to 39. And you basically wait for an FEG out of here. Now, technically on the 1 minute, it looks like you can filter down. Some days are different. On today specifically, I was being more cautious and using the one to look for confirmations out of areas because again, I wasn't doing these breakouts, but I'm talking about when you're doing this, it's good to go. You're doing like a 1 hour. I think the same person with 10-minute mentioned the 1 hour breakout, opening range breakout. That again, they're just larger stops. There are ways to visualize it, but if to take that personally, I would take that on like a 5 minute confirmation, right? As opposed to, or maybe a 15-minute, as opposed to going down to the one. The only reason I came down to the one is because it displays better how you'd get in on a 5 minute entry, which was again down here. The 10-minute one, it's not amazing A plus, but you got a good entry here. Look, you got you wait 40. When you finally get, I'm waiting for usually some kind of gap to show up to show me there's enough impulse. And this also, I also trade with Bookmap, which shows me a lot deeper into this. But long story short, you could have caught a nice move here, right? If you entered, you got here, you could either enter on this close or wait for this small little wick and get out on once it's starting to move out. So you're risking 114 to make 191. It's not horrible, right? I guess depending on how you wait for that entry. I don't know how different people take it, but that's how I like to look for them. But yeah, I'll expand more on this later. I just wanted to cover range breakouts in general and how fascinating they are because they can get fractal. And lately with the market, how it's been, especially at the open. Dude, if you do it fractally, you're going to catch the trend breakouts more than likely, right? And then you're going to also catch these shorter moves when the trend doesn't really break out crazy and we start having a ranging morning. Looks like the 5 minute one, which for a long time I've used the 5 minute, is pretty damn good. So, but yeah, I was curious to see the 10-minute one. I've never seen that specific time frame. And later on we can get into different topics too, like liquidity. It's really cool. Like once we take out specific liquidity, how price just rebounds, right? And before, I don't want to get into it too crazy, but like here in the 10-minute, like you come out, you take this high, you take the wick high, right? So let's just say you take this out, right? And that's dope because here you do this rejection, boom, close below. But before you do the drop to this liquidity, you go boop, you take out these two right here, and you're gone. So it's pretty dope, man. I love the way that works. On the 1 minute, you can actually see it nicer, right? So you came up to that level, boom, look at that. Perfect. Not perfect. Like for me, that's like a perfect evening star. You get a nice little retest out. So if you got out your stop above here, you're good. Or you can just wait, right? You can see this, right? And when price closes back below, like, why are you not getting in? I'm not financial, not any advice, but just like, it's crazy how price tells you, hey, look, I tried the area. I'm undecided. Oh, never mind. Right. And then you get the final, just like little pool. But anywho, that's that. And then you get a nice move down to that low right there, which that's the initial impulse of this 5-minute closure. And then usually what I like to wait for is another pull on the next. So if you have 50, right, you have 50 to 54, you start 10 o'clock. So 50 to 54, and this is 10 o'clock. So you get that one final big push, and then you go down. Is that as obvious? No, but this is to me here because you come like this, you reject that again for the second time. This candle completely engulfs. Like if this didn't give you the confirmation, this one here does. The body closes below the wick. Beautiful, right? And so from here, now you're looking at these lows down here, right? You got the body lows, you got the wick lows, right? And it's freaking crazy how this moves. This is why I want to go over this stuff because it's so damn cool, man, to see like how price comes to these areas and how it behaves, right? And how this now forms the future liquidity for the body and wick lows again. So you have areas for later on, right? And areas to look at. I didn't expect to get into this at all, but it goes hand in hand. Just remove these boxes because it looks a lot nicer when you can see it. I can't remove that white line because I think it's the daily open or something like that. But you see that, right? And then when you come back, so price does this, takes out these wicks. Where do you go? Right? You go to the liquidity you didn't take out yet. This is fucking fascinating to me. What's cool is that, like, if you didn't, so look, you discounted this, right? Ooh, what the fuck did I just do? Okay, all right. So here you discounted this one, right? All right, so you can almost say that this area, this is not, nothing's 100%, right? But look at this. You canceled out wick, body, wick. Now you leave this area here, right? So we came down here. What is crazy to me is if we undid this on like a lower level, doesn't matter what time frame, this happens on all of them. So what did you leave behind when you took all this out? You left this guy right here, right? And that was tested several times until you broke up above it, right? Now when you did that, right, you left behind this guy here. Hold on. Oh, I guess we didn't take it out that time, but that's just the way things work. This is actually part of the puzzle that I'm still working on. Oh, you technically did. Never mind. So there's always something left behind, right, that you can reference to kind of give you an idea of where price is headed. So now, okay, we got to here. Boom, boom. Okay, we're rejecting. Where's the next place we go? If we're going down, we go stop at this low. And that's where we stop. Then we say, well, okay, taking a breath, we're going to go, boom, to this low, right? And then we take to this low. And then we go to this low. And where do we bounce? Here. So this is the kind of stuff that is fascinating to watch, and it gives you a better picture on where price is headed in the future and how you can get there, right? Areas to look for. So like this is one I see here, right? This was left out here in the open, right? In the wild, in the wilderness. So all these things are left out in the open. And at one point or another in time, the market's going to come and respect those prices. Well, it looks like shit. It looks like that. But, like let's just zoom out. Let me go to I'm using the 1 minute. Doesn't matter what time, but you see what happens when you first arrive here. You take it out. Nice. Then you get a rejection, right? And what happens when you come back? You take out this one, right? Then here you come back. Boom. You take out this one. And then you take out, boom, you got another one. Yeah, you didn't get to that one quite, but you did get to the bottom of this. So you see, like, you'll see it right here. Boom. Let's connect these dots if you don't see them. Right? How much more clean do you need that? And what happens when we take out this one, right? I'm trying to see here something. We got this. That never really got taken. It got taken over there. So you see, like, you got these different areas to look for. Even when you have these breakouts, you come back and you test the high you just broke, and then you continue. So there's different ways to use it. I'll cover in the video. I got way out of the topic, so I'll have to retitle this thing. But that's about it. Catch you on the next one. Let me know if you have any thoughts.